We're tracking developments out of London today, where sentencing proceedings are beginning for the man convicted of intentionally killing 4 members of a Muslim family. Our Brandon Rowe is standing outside the courthouse. Brandon, we know members of the community were speaking ahead of the hearing this morning. What are you hearing from them?
Well, Melissa, it's already been a very emotional day here at the London courthouse. More than 70 people are expected to read victim impact statements during the sentencing of Nathaniel Veltman. One of the first people to speak, was Tabinda Bukhari, who is the mother of Medina Salman. She fought back tears as she spoke to the courtroom today. One of the first things she said was that her daughter was like her best friend. She actually spoke with Salman the day of the fatal incident. She tells me that, she told the courtroom that this incident has rocked her to her core, to the point where now when she goes on walks, she wonders if this will be the last time she'll ever walk again. When she sees trucks, for example, big black trucks driving through the streets, it freezes her in her tracks. Now, Nathaniel Veltman was found guilty in a Windsor court in November of 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder for hitting the Afsal family with his truck while they were out for a walk on June 6, 2021. Veltman was also charged with related terror charges that are expected to be discussed by the judge later this month during a 3rd day of the hearings. Before the sentencing, members of the Muslim community held a press conference about the need for Canada to stand up against Islamophobia and that concrete steps need to be taken to combat against it.
During the trial, we learned a lot about the ways in which online and social commentary, an almost culture of hate you could call it, contributed to the offender's radicalization. We listened to his statements to police where he said he wished his extremist actions would serve as a message, firstly to Muslims that they and their faith were not welcome in this country, and secondly as a message to other like-minded individuals that they need not acquire any sophisticated weaponry to violently target Muslims. We are standing here today because of what the offender sought to achieve against our community. His intended messages were heard loud and clear by the London and broader Muslim community, and those messages have left echoing vibrations on an already vulnerable population. So while there are many policy and legal changes that we know from research outside of this trial, but also from the evidence adduced at trial, we know that it would have an impact on challenging hatred.
Given the unprecedented amount of victim impact statements expected to be heard, the judge says they will be read over the next 2 days. Now, the sentence typically carried for first-degree murder is an automatic life term with no chance of parole for 25 years. In London, I'm Brandon Rowe for City News, sending it back inside.
Another heavy day for that community in London. Thanks for that, Brandon. And again, we will have more on this story throughout the rest of the week on City News at 5 and 6. Thanks for that, Brandon.